Hey everyone, I'm Chef Heather Pace with Vivapura Superfoods, and today I'm sharing a recipe for my favorite raw superfood chocolates. I like to snack on these throughout the day, 1 or 2, sometimes 3. I hope that you enjoy the recipe. It's packed with nutrition and it tastes good too. I've started with a chunk of Vivapura's raw cacao butter. That's the fat from the cocoa bean. I finely chopped it up and put it into my bowl that's set over a pot of a little bit, about this much hot water in the bottom on the stove on a very, very low heat to gently and slowly melt the cacao butter. So then I measured out 1/3 of a cup of the melted butter. You can see it's nice and ready. And I'm keeping it set over the pot of hot water just to maintain a fluid chocolate mixture. This is really important because you don't want the mixture to seize, which is what can happen if the ingredients cool down too much. So now I'm going to add all the rest of my ingredients. We don't want any water to get into the mixture at all, or that can also cause some problems separating, and we just don't want any of that. So keep the bowl and your utensils and your hands totally dry. So now for my cacao powder, I've got 1/4 cup of the powder, and I'm going to sift the powder with my little handy sifter and all my other ingredients into a bowl. So that's just so that there are no lumps in our chocolate. And then for my sweetener, I'm using coconut sugar. I've got 3½ tablespoons of the coconut sugar. Lucuma powder, Superfood, tastes like caramel. So that's going in. I've got 2½ tablespoons. And I've got maca powder, 1½ tablespoons. It's good for libido, it's good for energy, and it helps your body cope with stress. It's an adaptogen, so it's really a powerful superfood. I've got 1½ teaspoons of mesquite powder. And I've got 1/2 teaspoon of ashwagandha, and this really helps your body to de-stress. So I've got 1/2 teaspoon of this. And you could add more, but it does have a pretty strong taste. So start slowly and add as you get used to some of these flavors. Now I've got a few other special ingredients in this little bowl. I have 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla bean powder. It gives that amazing flavor. I've got 2 teaspoons of mucuna powder, which helps to balance the body's energies. I also have 1/2 teaspoon of baobab powder, which is a fruit that is really high in vitamins and minerals and super high in fiber. It's like 50% fiber. So these are going in as well. Now it's time to sift it all through. And I like to kind of just hold my container and jiggle back and forth. And it might need a little bit of help. Get your fingers in there. Push it all through. Now I'm going to add all the dry ingredients to my melted cacao butter. Dump it in. I have another ingredient to add. This is Vivapura's stone ground coconut cream infused with vanilla bean, and it's really good. It's going to add a nice element to the chocolate. So I'm adding 2 tablespoons. And this chocolate is a nice hard chocolate. So sometimes you get raw chocolate that ends up being a little bit soft, but this is nice and it's got a snap to it. I'm whisking it all together. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Until it's completely smooth. And once you've whisked the mixture, take a little taste test. See if you like it. Yummy. I love it. You might find it a little bit different. You will definitely taste the superfoods in there. If you need a little more sweetener, go ahead and add a bit more coconut sugar or lucuma. it's time to pour it into molds. So I've got here some hearts, which is what I used for these little guys. And this is actually an ice cube tray made of silicone. So that works just fine. And I also have another little silicone chocolate tray here, which is what I'm going to use today. Put this onto a little flat surface. I've got my little bamboo cutting board. I'm just going to go ahead and spoon my chocolate into the molds. And then I'll put it into the fridge. You can also pour the chocolate into a measuring cup with a spout and then just go along and pour it into the molds. Pop this into the fridge for no more than 30 minutes and then you'll be able to pop them out and they'll be nice, hard, dark chocolates. Go to www.vivapura.com to order the ingredients that you need to make the superfood chocolates and all kinds of other raw food recipes. I'll see you next time. Bye! Time for chocolate. Mmm.